Welcome to Vela Talks. Story 1 by Lost in Thought 2022. AITA for wanting to divorce my husband for trying to cheat. I, 30F, have been married to my husband for almost 7 years. 4 years ago, I was looking through my husband's phone to find a recipe that he wanted me to make that he had his sister-in-law send him, honest. Our phones were never something we kept from each other, and he would often play on my phone looking at pictures of our kids and stuff. While looking for the message from my cell, I saw messages from a woman I was constantly getting friend recommendations for. I thought it was one of his cousins, because his family is large and doesn't stay in touch very well. I clicked on the message and found that she was actually a former coworker, and the last message he sent was him confessing his feelings for her, and her nicely telling him she had known for a while, but wasn't interested. Apparently, he had been very flirty at work. He worked closely with 2 of my family members at the time. After that, I went through his pictures and found nudes of several women. I started to cry and confronted him. He deleted everything and tried to act like I was crazy and making it up. He later admitted that what I saw was true. We agreed to try to make things work since nothing came of his confession to this woman, and we have children together. I was an emotional mess at this point. Fast forward 2.5 years, and my husband works someplace else. One morning, I get messages from a guy sending me screenshots of this guy's girlfriend texting my husband, talking about cute nicknames for each other, and warning my husband that her boyfriend found out about them and was going to warn me. I showed my husband, and again, he deleted everything and tried to act like I was overreacting, saying that they worked together and were just friendly. At this point, I didn't really react. A couple days later, the girl messages me saying that my husband had kissed her multiple times, and things were far from just friendly. I blocked her, and I told my husband that I'm inclined to believe her even though he insists that she is lying. I have no idea if there's been other women. For years, my husband didn't drive, and I had to take him everywhere, so I don't think he's cheated more than what I've found. He doesn't feel like these 2 times are really cheating because nothing ever came to fruition. But I feel like the nudes, which he claims he got online, and the messages that he deleted are cheating enough. I've been trying to let it go, but I'm constantly thinking about it and wondering how stupid I must look to him. I want a divorce so bad, but I'm worried it will destroy our kids. I don't think my husband will make a point to be in their lives if we divorce. It hurts so bad that he would do this. He was my best friend for a while before we got together. I feel like I've lost everything from him and I can't move on. Am I the a-hole? No, you're not the a-hole, but you're gonna be one if you stay in such a relationship. Divorce him and don't look back. Are you going to wait until he physically sleeps with someone for the fog to leave your eyes? Woman, don't be stupid. He's shown you the type of person he truly is, and I think you're foolish for staying with him. Don't suffer for the sake of your kids. They should be able to understand that your happiness comes first. Stay with him and you're just going to be miserable for the rest of your life. Story 2 by So654689. AITA for eating my husband's entire birthday cake by myself? I'll preface this by saying that my husband's family and I don't get along, like at all. We're rarely ever on good terms, and for my mental health I decided to put distance between us. Especially after I was blamed for my most recent miscarriage, that happened 3 months ago. My husband can still see and visit them whenever he wants. For me, I don't attend any of their events, not even Thanksgiving nor Christmas. My husband's 30th birthday was 2 days ago. I planned to celebrate with him. I bought a cake and a gift, but he said that his family invited him to celebrate his birthday, and he really wanted to go, because the birthday parties his family throw are like no others. We had an argument over this, but he told me to wait for him till he finished celebrating there with his family, then we could celebrate together at home and eat cake. After he left, I felt so terrible. I called him, but he turned his phone off. I was so mad, I took the cake and brought it to the living room and started eating from it. I ate the whole thing, not saving him a single piece. Guess I was so angry, and it made me hungry. He came home and saw what I did and blew up saying I did this to spite and to punish him for not ditching his family on his birthday like I wanted him to. I reminded him I paid for the cake, but he called me petty and nuts. He ranted and ranted, then said that he didn't get to eat cake at his parents' house because lots of kids were there and he didn't get enough cake, and what I did was 10 times worse. He's been upset with me ever since. AITA? Nope. NTA. If anything, he's TA. He should have at least spent it with you first, before going to his family. Then again, I don't know why you married him knowing his family doesn't like you, and the obvious would happen. Then blaming you for a miscarriage is uncalled for, and I don't know why he would still want to associate with such people, regardless of them being his family. They are sick. He sounds like a piece of work, and if I were you, I'd get out while nothing is bonding you to him. Story 3 by infinite_salad_928. AITA for taking my friend to a small operation instead of my husband? I, 30F, love my husband, 27M. He's charming, quick-witted, handsome, funny when he wants to be, and is the type of person everyone is drawn to. I was the one to ask him out, to say I love you, to kiss him, to plan our dates, to file the paperwork. He's not particularly affectionate. I think he wouldn't have proposed to me had his family not expected it. Nevertheless, I'm very happy. Recently, I went to a dermatologist about 2 growing spots on my body. It turns out that they were semi-benign tumors that could turn cancerous. I had them removed. I asked my longtime friend Amy, 30F, to be my support person as the surgeon required someone else take care of me. Amy is a very touchy-feely person, and we're basically sisters. I felt that I needed affection. I did the surgery on a week where my husband would be away. It went smoothly. My husband noticed the bandages yesterday and asked if I got hurt. I had to tell him the truth and told him it was a small operation. He said that it was cruel of me to ask Amy instead of him. I told him I didn't want to burden him, and he got even more irritated. My parents heard about this and told me that I did the right thing, but when I told my friends, they said it wasn't a whole move, especially to Amy, who took a day off to help me. Is that even a question? You are the a-hole. You claim you love him so much, yet your actions said otherwise. Makes me wonder why you married the guy if you didn't want him to be your support person. You probably have him around for his looks, cause it doesn't seem like you care much about his opinion or input on critical matters. Story 4 by sad_abbreviations 216. AITA for calling every morning? My son is a 20-month-old toddler. My wife is a stay-at-home mom. I work 6 days a week, and I'm usually gone for 12 hours a day. I always check in on my son remotely via our nursery cam app, and he's always awake in the mornings around 8 o'clock. He has a great sleep routine. Our wind-down time starts at the same time every evening. We clean up toys, read a book. When I lay him down, he's still awake. He falls asleep on his own and sleeps all night for at least 12 hours. It's usually after 9 o'clock before I have a chance to check the camera. This morning when I checked it was 9:12, and some mornings are closer to 10 o'clock. Every time I look though, he's awake in the dark and standing in his crib just waiting. When I see this, I immediately turn on the brightest night light the camera has and speak to him through the camera app. I always tell him good morning and I love him, and he usually laughs and says, "Dada." Then I leave the app, call my wife to wake her up. I usually have to call 3 to 4 times, and when she finally answers, it's obvious that she just woke up and only because I called. I tell her that our son is awake waiting for her and that she needs to get up to start their day. This morning, while on the phone, I asked her if she was going to get him after using the bathroom, and she said no, she was going to the kitchen to prepare their breakfast and then she'd get him. I asked her to get him after the bathroom so he could go to the kitchen with her, and she flipped out. She told me it pisses her off that I call every morning to tell her how to be a mom and that she has a routine. I retorted with, "Well, your routine sucks, because he's been awake for an hour and you'd still be asleep if I hadn't called. It just bothers me that he has to wait so long." He needs a diaper change, he's probably thirsty, hungry, and just wants to play. Am I wrong though? Do I need to stop? Please be completely honest with your answers. Thanks. You're sick. What the heck is wrong with you? Would you like it if the roles were reversed? I don't even have to tell you what you are, because you should know. I find this behavior disgusting. From the comments I learned a few things you should have mentioned in your post. I'm guessing you did that to make your actions look justifiable and your wife look like a lazy bad mother. Brava, yet I saw right through it. You're pathetic.